Hey guys, how you all doing? Happy New Year to all of you that are in the live chat already. Happy New Year, Polly. Happy New Year, Justin.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Justin, you've been in like Happy New Year longer than any of us. How's 2022 been for you so far?
It has been rather boring. I'm currently isolating at home, so I haven't even been able to go.
I expect you're really tired because you were following the whole of ESC 250 for Eurovox, along with Polly yesterday. So thank you guys. Hopefully some of you got to see the live chart appearing on our website. But we're here to talk about the results. So it feels like it happened ages ago, but it's literally last night. And we're going to be focusing on the top 10, but maybe doing some honourable mentions and some surprises. But before we do that, we have to say hello to Alexander. You're saying Loreen is 100% better. The MÅNESKIN, excuse me. Hey, Morton V, Happy New Year. Loreen is your favourite winner. He's saying it's iconic. Rye Bailey, MÅNESKIN for you. You think Loreen is overrated? I'll be surprised if none of you know who's number one in the chart, but we're not going to reveal it ourselves yet. But we will know. And Happy New Year to you, Sarah O'Halloran. Loreen is the queen. So this is like a Euro fan's kind of like favourite thing, isn't it? Ranking their songs, listening to a chart, listening to a countdown, and really everyone was waiting not only to see where their favourites ended up, but also, is Loreen going to be number one in the chart for, I think, a 10th year in a row now, which is insane. Going into this, Polly, because obviously you know who was number one. Did you think it would be her 10th year with the crown?
I did. I did think it'd be her 10th year. I didn't think MONESKIN would quite knock her off the top spot. I thought it'd be neck and neck between two of them. I bet there's literally nothing in it at all. But I didn't think they'd quite knock her off the top spot.
And Justin, if anyone was going to knock her off the top spot, it would be MONESKIN, right? They've had a crazy year since their Eurovision win. They've got a huge fan base, not only in Europe, but around the world now.
Yeah, they've really blown up in the US of all places, which is amazing to see. I agree with Polly. I didn't think that they would knock Loreen out, but I thought they'd give it a good crack.
We will find out shortly whether she did. Like I said, everyone watching this already knows whether she's number one or not. But guys, play along with us because we're going to count down the top 10 and talk about some of the songs. And we're also going to do some of our honourable mentions as well. And I'm telling you now, Ugan Bush Pepper I will be talking about in this live. But before we do, we have to say hello to Twan. Hey, Twan, how you doing? We've got Yusuf, so shocked at Beth Demon. Spoiler alert, Yusuf. But yeah, it was a bit of a shocker. Hey, ESC Manga in Turkey, how you doing? We've got Clara. Guys, Clara's not feeling well today, so let's send lots of love. We've also got Dan Clam. How you doing? Rye Bailey, Happy New Year. Dan Clam, if you're not ranking your favourite juice brands and favourite airports, are you even a Euro fan? Well, I'm going to tell you this now. I generally refuse to rank anymore because I always find it so hard and I can never come up with a top 10. I'm not allowed to complain about any of the results in ESC 250 because I forgot to vote this year. Also, quickly, happy 2022 to you. She had hearses. What a weird username. I love it. Would love to know what on earth that means. But thank you so much for joining us. We've also got Icy Diamond. It's Michelle. Hey, Michelle. How you doing? And Sarah O'Halloran, we're sending you a Eurovox hug because you're also not feeling well. Maybe your obsession with Milena got the better of you. Are you still a Stefania stan? Because you're talking a lot about Milena now. But anyway, Justin, you're the man with the countdown. So take us to our number 10 song.
So our number 10 was from 2021, John's Tears, To l'Univers, which was my personal winner. So I'm happy with that.
Was this the one that you put at number 12? Number 10? Number 1?
Oh, no, sorry, my top from Eurovision 2021.
Okay. I mean, it was a top 3, and we're expecting to see the top 3 in the top 10 of ESC 250. Polly, your thoughts on this one? Is it a surprise it was a top 10 place in the chart in the all-time chart?
This was a big surprise for me because I thought that Répondez-moi would be higher than this. So I was a bit like, I was happily surprised because I thought he would be an ESC 250, of course, but I thought he'd be a lot lower. So I was actually pleasantly surprised that he was in the top 10.
Oh, and Justin, this is one of your favourites in the contest this year. Are you surprised that it wasn't the winner in the end, or are you quite happy with the top three placing just behind Barbara?
I mean, top three is an amazing result. I'm not surprised that it didn't take it out. I think on the night there were the two other songs that deserved second and first, but I'm very happy with the result.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy year for Eurovision. The standard of the songs was so high, and the variety as well. I think a lot of people were maybe a little bit shocked at the top 10 and how kind of diverse it was. I mean, we had Go Away in the top 5. We had the 3. Is that your cat, Polly?
Yeah.
She's not a Shum fan.
I think she might do her impression.
Oh, is she? We had Go Away. We had kind of the national languages in the top 10. It was a really amazing year for Eurovision's return. I mean, I didn't have John's Tears Down as a winner this year. I think by the time we got to the rehearsals, maybe the staging wasn't quite doing it for me. But an amazing performance. I mean, I'm not sure if he would have won the year before either, but I think he would have been looking at a very similar position. And Polly, you're surprised that this one has come higher. I'm not so surprised, actually, because I think the benefit that the 2021 songs have had is that people have been able to see them performed and actually been able to follow them through a contest where we didn't really get to see that. We didn't get to see it play out. So I think I'm not surprised that the 2021 songs are higher. Not so surprised either that we've got 3 2021 songs in the top 10. But yeah, you know, it's a worthy position for this song. Justin, what's number 9?
Number 9 comes to us from 2003. It's actually the oldest song in the top 10. It was Beth with Dime from Spain.
What the hell happened here? Like, no one was expecting this, right? I mean, it's a great song.
I mean, it is a really good song, but I just was not expecting that. Like, where did that come from?
I don't know, because Justin, this was like number 50 in the chart last year, I think. Or it's climbed 50 places.
Oh, I can't remember. It was nowhere near.
I'll tell you, because I've got my stats here. Yes. So, where are we? Yeah, actually, so it's climbed from number 50 last year. So whether I imagine a lot of Spanish Euro fans have voted for this song, but it is a very well liked song in the Eurovision fandom. So I don't think the votes have only come from Spain, but maybe they felt there was an injustice with 50th position last year, and they've been voting the hell out of this song. I mean, what I like about this being in 9th place is it adds one, a little bit of variety. But 2, it, you know, it's so left field, no one was expecting it. I'm kind of happy that we've got this song in the top 10. It's one of those surprises that we always get with ESC 250. I mean, Polly, you probably weren't even born when this song was released. Justin, I would love to say the same about you, but I think we're about the same. Were you a fan of Beth and Dime?
It's not a song that I'm too familiar with, to be honest. So for me to see it in the list was I had to actually go and refresh my memory on it. It is a beautiful song though, and it does deserve to be there.
One of the favourites in 2003. I think a lot of people were disappointed with the final placing. We've got Carolan. I think I said that right. You love Dime. She done already. You say Spanish fans maybe hacked the ratings. I don't think that's only applicable to Spanish fans, because we'll talk about one of our honourable mentions at number 11 a little bit later on. Hey, Emma Kiernan, you're over in Canada. Dime is so good. Hey, Irina, as well. You're saying John's Tears and Go Away are your favourites. ESC Manga 2003. There's no Sertab Erina, but there's Beth Interesting. So, are you saying? I can't remember. Are we saying that Sertab? She must have come in the top 250, but I think you're saying that she didn't come in the top.
She was 17th.
I've got her in here at 32. Am I looking at something different? I don't think I am. I've got her at number 32, Sertab. So, all right, it's still quite a good position for a winner. Talking about Spain's entry into the top 10, they did have some other entries in ESC 250. Justin, you're the stats man. You've got some stats on kind of the countries that had the most entries in the chart. Take us through it.
Yes. So, leading the charge this year, and they actually represent a tenth of all the entries, was Sweden with 25 entries in the top two. Absolutely not surprised by that one. Coming in at second, we have Italy, who had 13 entries.
Only 13?
13, which I'm wondering if that's anything to do with the fact that Italy won this year. There's a sort of a sudden surge of votes for Italy.
Well, I actually think it's just because Italy smashes Eurovision every year and they send some of the best music. I don't think 13 is a huge surprise, actually, because if we remember, they had like a massive break in the 90s, and we know that kind of the newer songs tend to do better. So they've probably only got how many songs since they came back? With like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 10 songs, and they've all been great songs. So I'm not hugely surprised that Italy's got 13 in the top 250. But who was third?
Third, we have a tie. Portugal.
Andorra.
Spain, both with 10 entries each.
Portugal and Spain.
Wow.
There you go. But again, Portugal sends some great entries to Eurovision. Sometimes not underestimated. What's the word I'm searching?
Underrated.
Underrated, yes. It was nice to see a good position for Conan or Sirish as well for like second or third year in a row. That song's not going anywhere. But of course it didn't qualify. I'm just going to say, She Done Already, your name is from RuPaul's Drag Race. So I'm going to shock you all. I've never, ever in my life seen RuPaul's Drag Race.
Me either.
Do you always get, how can you be a Eurovision fan and not watch RuPaul's Drag Race? And I'm like, well, are there songs and a competition and scoring and voting at the end? Otherwise, I'm not quite sure how they're so similar. Justin, by the look on your face, you're a huge RuPaul's Drag Race fan.
I am guilty.
Well, we're not going to talk about it today, but we'll leave that for another. Let's just say hello to Daniela. Hey, Daniela, Happy New Year. Lou Johnson, you're my kind of girl. Half your votes were for, I'm assuming you're a girl, sorry. Half of your votes were for Italian songs. Emma Kiernan, you're testing us now. Where did Fiumi di Parole come? It was in ESC 250. I have a feeling it's around 50 something. It was 68. There you go, 68 position. Not as high as I was expecting, actually, but another classic. Ciao, Davida. Hello to you. You're talking about me not watching RuPaul's Drag Race. Maybe I will try and catch it next year whenever there's a new series, because I hear so many people talking about it and I have no idea really what you guys are talking about. Dan Clam, you're talking about the lack of Polish entries in this year's ESC 250. I'm not sure which Polish entries I heard in the chart. I'm assuming that Edyta Górniak was in there somewhere. Was it her?
No. Poland was 2016. Mikhail Spak.
Edyta Górniak wasn't in the top 200.
Crazy.
No. Color of Your Life 2016 was the only entry for them this year.
Oh,
that's crazy.
I'm literally checking. I'm sorry because I don't believe you. Oh, no, I don't believe you.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be so surprised if it isn't. That's crazy.
I mean, keep in mind that, I did do a 12-hour stint, so that I may have missed something, but I'm pretty sure it was just the one song.
Oh, guys in the live, if we've got it wrong, that's a big shocker for me if we're talking about surprises, because Poland's best position ever
was that song.
And also, actually, one of my favourite all-time Eurovision songs, and I'm sure it always came quite high up in the chart. So guys, if we are wrong, make sure you do correct us. But let's go to number 8, Justin.
Number 8.
I can tell you this.
It's your man, Andy. It's your man. It's Mahmood Soldi from Italy, 2019.
8th position, guys. What's going on? This was, I don't know. So this, I think, came 2nd or 3rd in 2019. It's still in the top 10, so I can't complain. Like I said, I can't complain because I didn't vote. This would have been in my top 10 votes if I had voted. But I mean, this is a song, Polly, that's going to stand the test of time, really. Still so much love for this.
Oh, 100%. I think this will be in the top 10 for a good few years to come. It's not going to be quite a Loreen level of ESC 250 stint. I don't think it'll be in the top 10 for 10 years, but I think it's still got a good few years in the top 10. And I think it's going to stay that way.
Justin, you're a fan of this one? I love Mahmood and I'm very excited.
You can stay.
Thank you. I'm also super excited that, he will be returning to San Remo. Let's just hope that it's good and you will go and enjoy your pasta with him in Turin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not watching, but just in case you are, Mahmood, I'm still waiting for my.
Just ship some over to Australia.
I will see you in Turin. And Dan Clam, Tony was not in the top 250. That's literally insane. I can't believe that because I'm sure I remember hearing it every year, and it's just such a, she's still such a popular, well-known artist. What's going on, Poland? Where were you this year? Did you forget to vote or something? That's really surprised me. Right, number 7 in our chart.
Number 7, also from 2019, is Kaino, Spirit in the Sky, Norway, 2019.
Polly, you're a big fan of this one?
I am. I'm a big fan of Kano and a big fan of this song, and I'm so happy they're still sticking in the top 10. They really deserve it, and I think this song is so powerful in its own way. It just makes me so happy it still made it in the top 10.
And Justin, this is exactly your kind of song as well, right?
This song is right up my alley. It's just, it's a beautiful song. Alexandra's voice is just out of this world. And they also bring that sort of interesting sort of cultural element, which we don't often see, coming from Norway. I think this is going to be another one that's going to be hanging around that top 10 for a couple more years.
Well, I'm going to leave it up your alley because I'm really not a fan. I know people are always really shocked. I just don't get the hype. It's a good song. It's good pop. I can see why people like it. But this song to be up there still, for me, it's just not what Eurovision needs to be going forward. So, I could do without it. But well done, Kaino, I guess. Anyway, let's move on to number 6. I know, sorry, I'm not dissing anyone else that loves this song because I understand it's got huge support among the fandom. I'm just not one of those huge supporters. But you are ESC Manga, so congratulations to you. Another one of the songs that you love inside the top 10. But number 6.
Number 6, it's time to bring a little bit of fire to the house. Eleni Fuera, Fuego, Cyprus, 2018.
Eurovox anthem. I'm surprised this was number 6, if I'm honest.
I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought it was actually going to be lower, but I'm so happy it's number 6. Like, it's just outside the top 5. I would have been buzzing if it was top 5, but number 6 will do. I'm happy with that.
Justin, this is one of my favourite Eurovision songs to dance to, and it is a bit of a Vox anthem. Do you dance around to this?
I'm not going to say that I don't dance around to it. It's just one of those songs you just like. I'm not a dancer. I look ridiculous dancing, which is why I like to watch Andy dance so much. You just got to move to it. You can't help it.
It's infectious. I'm going to say now, this should have won in 2018.
I agree.
We're all on the same page. Netta was great, but second place would have been great for Netta. This one has kind of stood the test of time, and almost when it won, you kind of knew that it was going to be the one that stood the test of time more so than Netta. So yeah, I think this will be in the top 10 for years to come. Before we go into the top 5, Justin, I want to know your biggest surprise, and you're not allowed to say number 11 because we will talk about that separately. But your biggest surprises of the chart this year.
I think probably my biggest WTF moment was Moldova 2015 reaching the 250. That was Edward Romanuta, I Want Your Love.
Was that in the chart?
Yeah.
That was.
No, it wasn't.
Find it.
I don't know why my voice has gone high. Are you serious?
It's the shock.
What number?
Yeah, we'll see. He got a pretty good position. 217.
I do wonder whether people just get together and like do some joke voting, or whether there's, I don't know. ESC Manga Save Us, Fuego, Fire, yes. Wow, that is a surprise. I'm pretty sure he won't be in the chart next year. Polly, any surprises for you?
One that I was really surprised, and I wasn't angry, I was disappointed about. It was Kula by Ott Lepland, reached 180. What is that?
Is that a big drop?
Yes, I think he was the same kind of place as what Rona was this year, because she went up.
So last year he was 141. He's dropped to 180.
Yeah.
A beautiful ballad, one of the best Estonian entries ever, I think.
My favourite Eurovision song ever.
Me too.
I don't know the lyrics. Compassion. Isn't he back for East Law?
He is. And I have my fingers and toes crossed for him because it's amazing.
Guys in the chat, you're telling us your surprises. Spain 2005 was a huge surprise for you, up 740 places. It's crazy that there's even more than 740 songs in Eurovision. I'm sure there's like 1,100 or something by now.
That went up over 800 spots.
Which one?
It was Netherlands. Let me find it for you.
While you're doing that, she done already. You're so shocked that Fuego didn't stay in the top 3. I mean, to be fair, over like 4 charts now, it's still in the top 6. So it might have been dropping a place or 2 year on year. So that's really good staying power for Fuego.
It was
Caroline,
7 that went up like 864 spots to make it into the 250.
Which one?
Hedy Lester. I don't have the name of it. It was Netherlands 1977.
Okay. I don't know it. I'll be completely honest. But I love seeing some of these older ones jumping into the chart. Kaolan, your surprise was Blue Planet making the top 250. So correct me if I'm wrong, someone, but this was the German entry from 96 that didn't actually make it through the kind of pre-selection round. Nil error. Beth was not a surprise to you. There's a big Twitter okay. See, here you go. Big Twitter campaign among Spanish fans. Okay, I don't want to take her 9th place away from her, but sometimes that's when I think, I just want to see people's individual choices rather than big campaign. So I imagine there will be something that's happened similarly with some of the other songs that we've seen in the chart, but you will never get away from that, I guess. Dan Clam, do we think Toy will slowly stabilize over time, or do we think it will slowly drop out again next year? Polly, while you're telling us what you think, I'm going to see if I can find out where it is in the chart.
I think Toy is going to drop quite, like we've seen it drop significantly already, and I think that's the difference between Toy and Fuego, that I think Fuego did have that winning quality, because look at where it is in the charts, like what we now 3 or 4 years on, compared to Toy, which is way down there at the moment. So I think it within the next 3 years, I'm going to say it will drop out completely.
It was at 121.
Really? No wonder I can't find it, because I'm up in like the 40s.
Oh yeah, 121.
121.
Well, there's nothing else I can add to that. I've already said what I think of Fuego and Toy. So it's a surprise to me that it's so low, because it's a very, very recent winner. So that is a surprise to me. Maybe there will be some sort of campaign to boost it up again next year. But Fuego had the staying power. Fuego is the song that I'm always going to remember when it comes to Eurovision 2018, along with Albania, of course. But yeah, Fuego symbolizes that contest for me. And sometimes I have to remind myself that it wasn't the winner. When you think of a contest and you think of the winning song, sometimes Fuego pops into my head. So yeah. Hello to Burak. Hey, Burak. In Turkey, you're saying Fuego deserve better. Dan Clamp also agreeing with you, Polly. Cooler was far too low in the chart. Neil Airy, you're saying Serbs did the same. 2019, 2013, 2017 did big jumps. Well, let's talk about number 11, because the elephant in the room right now. This was probably my biggest shocker of the chart, and one that I don't think many people were expecting. A very worthy song. It's a beautiful Serbian ballad with an amazing performer, but it's Nevena from 2019 with Kuna. Where did this come from?
I'm honestly so happy she got 11th place. So she was awfully underrated the last couple of years in the 250. And I think it's one of the most stunning songs from 2019. Like, I think that was the year for Balkan ballads. They really brought it. And honestly, I was ecstatic when she was announced as number 11, because I think that's such an amazing result for her in the song.
Justin, by that point, everyone was trying to work out, like, what are the 11 songs left? Because you can narrow it down enough by then to work out at least which songs will be coming up. I don't think many people had this on their lists.
Absolutely not. It's not even something that I would have had in my top 100. So to see it so high, did it make the chart last year?
It did. It was at number 70 last year, so it's jumped up 59 places.
It's a great result. I'm interested to see how close the voting was between her and John's Tears. See how close she was backing that top 10.
So there was literally 60 points between them. So very, very close. Which also, when you kind of look at the points, a lot of the points in this are very, very close and can separate, quite a large number of positions by a small number of points. So maybe I should have voted. I could have changed the whole chart. But yeah, I'm with you, Polly. It's a shocker, but it's a nice surprise because it was an underrated song in 2019. Her performance and her staging was stunning. I mean, she's like absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
As well. The dress, everything about her is just class. Everything about the song was class. So I'm really happy to see this. I don't think it's going to be at number 11 next year. I think it will drop. I think there's probably been some sort of campaign to get it this high up. So yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing it again next year. I'm surprised though that if there was a campaign to get a Serbian song, it wasn't Hurricane being the most recent. So Hurricane was much lower than this. I'm just going to go to the live chat. Radislava, hello to you. 10 years was way lower than Think About Things. Was that a surprise for you guys?
It wasn't really a surprise for me because I always put 10 years a lot lower than Think About Things anyway, because I think About Things had such a massive impact, not only in the Eurovision community, but outside of the Eurovision community as well. And 10 years didn't quite have that impact. So I can totally see why it ranked a lot lower.
I'm going to have ESC Manga, you're saying 2018, the real winner was Fuego. Neil Era, you liked Toy more than Fuego. Emma Kiernan, you don't think the song you had in first place even made it into the 250? Israel 2005. Is that Shiri Maimon? Because I'm sure it was. Is that Shiri Maimon?
It was 138.
Is that Israel 2005?
Israel 2005.
There you go, Emma. See, your votes did make a difference. She was in the chart. One of the best Israeli entries ever, if we're going to talk about that. Another one, we've been talking about Nevena and how everything about her performance and her song and herself were beautiful. And it was the same with Shiri Maimon as well. Just a real kind of powerful, emotional, melodic ballad. Should have been a winner in 2005. And I can't even remember who won. Oh, it was Elena, wasn't it? Paparizou. All right, maybe like top two. I couldn't choose. They're probably my two favourites. Nil Error. Oh well, I'll probably dedicate the rest of the video to Mel. But before we do that, I think we have to move on to number
5. Number 5 was another one of my favourites from 2021. It was France, Barbara Pravi, Voila.
This is me, Doom. Not a surprise, guys, really. It was literally between MONESKIN and Barbara Pravi all the way through kind of Eurovision 2021. Are you surprised that it's so high?
I think I was hoping to see it in the top 10. 5th, I think it's deserved.
I completely agree. I think I was definitely expecting top 10, but 5th is definitely, considering the other songs in the top 10 as well, it's definitely a good place for her to sit, especially with it being her first year in the chart as well.
Yeah, it's I don't think it will be top 10 next year, dare I say. But yeah, I mean, it came second place. Of course, it was going to have a high position on this chart. And I agree, we'll stick around. We'll stick around for a while. Let's have a look. Neil Error, you're saying Crooner was the 3rd song that got the most 12s. Okay, just behind Euphoria and Zitie Buoni. There was a big campaign. Okay, so another campaign. But at least they've done it with a good song, I guess. Not endorsing campaigns at all. Hey, Clavs, how you doing? Over in Latvia, Happy New Year to you. Let's have a look. Dan Clam saying Crooner's one of those songs that only realises years later is magnificent. Did not appreciate it enough live. She sounds perfect. Hey, Stephen Kendall. Do we think the poll mainly reflects songs that people are most passionate about because the relative positions don't make sense to you based on your tastes? I think, guys, I don't know if you think the same, but you're never ever gonna, a chart won't ever reflect everyone's taste. People posting their own tops and which positions they actually came, and that just shows how diverse a Eurofans taste is. I mean, I wouldn't pick the top 10 to be in my top 10. There's probably a couple would be, but you're never gonna truly reflect a whole community's taste in one chart. It's virtually impossible. I just see this as a little bit of fun. I don't, I won't say that Euphoria is the best Eurovision song ever. It wouldn't be in my top 40 even. So no, it's just, it's just a bit of fun. I don't know if anyone's got any thoughts on that, or should we move on? I would like to move on to some other interesting stats. Justin, you have been scrutinizing the charts. Can I just ask, have you been to bed at all, like since the start of ESC? Guys, if you can't tell, he is down under, so he was literally doing this through the night. I don't know how you're still alive, but anyway, any other?
It was 9 p.m. it started here, and I got into bed at 10 a.m.
Oh,
Wow.
And I slept all day, so I'm raring to go.
Any other interesting stats?
I've got quite a few. So our oldest entry in this year comes from 1958. That is the one, Domenico Mondugno. They come in 178th.
I mean, that is one of the biggest Eurovision songs ever of all time. One of the most recognised.
Winning song as well.
Huh?
Especially a non-winning song. I think a lot of people forget that it didn't actually win that year.
No, I think he came 3rd or something like that.
Second or third it was.
Second or third.
So we have Sweden coming out on top again. Sweden just dominated this year. Sweden had 5 Eurovision winners in the top 250.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if we can guess what they are.
5 Eurovision winners in the top 250. ABBA.
Yes.
Loreen.
Yes.
Carola.
Yes.
Charlotte Perrelli.
No.
Harry's.
Yes.
Mons.
Mons.
Oh yeah, Mons. Of
So
course.
in fact, Charlotte was the only one not in the 250 who won Eurovision. But she did appear in the list.
Mm.
Did she? Oh, with Hero.
With Hero.
Yeah.
Well, again, I've got another Kino shocker for you guys. I was never a fan of Hero either.
I wasn't until recently. Hero, that was 2008, 115th.
Oh, okay, there you go. We've got another good stat here from Dan Clam, who says there were 4 non-qualifiers in the chart from 2021. I can't remember who they all were. I know Albina with TikTok, which should have been in the Eurovision final this year, just saying. Who else was there?
Samantha Tina, The Moon is Rising.
Oh, well, she had a huge... There was a huge fan base for Samantha Tina in the Eurovision community. That's a huge
Germany... Leon, 1996, Germany was another non-qualifier.
No, non-qualifiers from 2021.
Oh, from 2021. Ooh.
I thought you were going to say Jendrik then, and I'm like,
I wouldn't have minded seeing Jendrik in there.
Guys in the chat, if you can, Dan Clam, tell us who the others were. We can't quite remember, but I know Albina with TikTok and
Fear and Phlegm, Denmark.
Yes.
I was actually.
This is one of my happiest moments of the chart because I still freaking love this song. I still listen to it loads. It's it just makes me so happy. So I was really pleased that they made it into the chart. Radislava, you're telling us Roxanne as well with Amnesia.
Yes.
One more to go, guys. One more. Who was the other one? Oh no, we've done them all. Samantha Tina, Albina, Fjorg Flammer, and Roxanne. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, I mean, Roxanne, Amnesia is a fantastic song. Let down by kind of the live performance, it's a hard song to translate to the stage. But if we're talking about songs alone, I think it deserves to be in the 250. And also, really good message in that song as well. And yeah, I agree actually with those 4. I think making it into the chart as non-qualifiers from this year. Out of those 4, which ones will still be in the chart next year?
I think Samantha Tina. I think she will still be in the chart, and Albina as well. I
think Fjorg Flammer will still be in the chart.
Oh, yes.
I think that's one that could potentially climb up the chart. Let's see.
Could be the Karuna of 2022.
Oh, we could. Anyway, number 4.
Number 4.
Get excited now. Guys, we are pretending like none of you watching this know what the results are. So just flatter us. Or flatten us. So go on, number 4.
I've got the morning birds. The sun's just come up and the birds are all active. Number 4, Duncan Laurence, 2019 Netherlands.
Surprise for me, I'll be completely honest.
Same.
Love it. Very, very worthy winner. And obviously has since kind of gained lots of notoriety since Eurovision as a kind of TikTok song, whatever that is. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know. And kind of went viral in the US, and so maybe that's what's keeping him up there. But it's a fantastic song. I'm just surprised that it's still in the top 4. I'm not surprised it's in the top 10. I'm just surprised it's in the top 4.
Yeah,
front
I
of
was
the list.
surprised at top 5, definitely.
I sort of had it pegged for sort of 11 to 20. I had it outside of the top 10.
But it seemed because it's going to be one that sticks around, I think, and that's what surprises me. But again, I just want to say that's not because I think it's a bad song. It's just because of the type of song it is, and it's not your typical kind of Eurovision Euro fan bop that people seem to like. But yeah, so this is where it kind of starts to get serious, and we're going to move on to the top 3. So we all know who we've got left. We've got Loreen, we've got MONESKIN, and someone else. Who is it?
Go away.
Go away, of course. So
Indeed. So our third place in the 2021 list goes to Go A with Shum.
So happy about that.
Me too.
It's an absolute anthem, and it's, you know, MONESKIN. If MONESKIN hadn't won, Go A was the song that I wanted to win this year. And I think it took a lot of people by surprise as well. Solveig was such a huge anthem, Polly, wasn't it? Lots of people were really excited about seeing that. When Shum was released, maybe some people thought Solveig was a hard song to follow up. And myself, I was slightly disappointed that, you know, I wanted to love it more than Solveig, and I didn't. Now I completely love it more than Solveig. It's, yeah, freaking love it.
I completely agree. Like, I was so skeptical when, like, just before the release of Shum, I was like, I don't think I could love anything more than Solveig. And then that came out, and I was just like, wow, I can. And it's honestly, I voted that as my second favorite song of all time. I just absolutely adore it. I think it's amazing. It's so cultural, it's a bop, it's catchy. Even if you don't speak Ukrainian, I think it's going to stick around for a long time in the chart.
It's just got that hook that just grabs you. I actually have the reverse. I loved Shum from first listen. Solveig, it wasn't until sort of the last 6 to 8 months that I really started to get into Solveig. And interestingly enough, I never actually heard the original version of Shum. I've only ever heard the revamp.
Oh, the revamp. Okay.
I should get into that actually. I will do that. As soon as we finish here, I will find the original.
Yeah, but that was another thing. People didn't like the revamp initially either, did they? For the revamp, but now I prefer the revamp. It's like Go A just always make me like their new stuff more than the rest. They, you know, they've got so much charisma. They're such a hard-working band. She's absolutely stunning. She's got this incredible voice. They're all so talented. I love the guy on the flute. The staging was fantastic. Even their stand-in was amazing when Kate was ill with her. Well, she didn't have COVID in the end, did she? But when she kind of had to take a step back, everything about them was just fantastic, and they deserve top 3 in this chart, I think. And I'm happy to see them. A little bit surprised that they're at number 3 again, but that's not taking anything away from the song. And maybe I underestimated the support for this one. So yeah, really happy about it. So before we go to the top 2 and reveal to all of our viewers who already know who's at number 2 and number 1, let's talk about kind of any honourable mentions for you from the chart this year. And you've already done Kula, Polly, so you're going to have to quickly think of something else, and I'll go to Justin. Any honourable mentions for you from this chart?
Let me have a look.
Time is literally ticking until I start talking about Ugan Bush Pepper. So you guys either jump in now, or I'm just going to talk about how much I love Albania 2018.
Yeah.
Can I just do that?
Like talking about like countries that have done very well. 4 of Greece's entries came from 2 people.
Oh, so who was that? Sakis and
Helena.
Oh, with Antique.
With Antique. We actually had 11 entries. Sorry, 11 artists with multiple entries, which is amazing. And 4 of those came from 2020, 2021.
Yeah, which in itself makes it more likely that there's going to be more, because the newer songs tend to always do better. So I would imagine that there was more songs from 2021 than any other year. Is that right? And then 2020 was the second group of songs.
For multiple artists, or just how many?
Just all together. So I'd imagine that the year with the most songs in the chart was 2021 because it's the most.
It was. They had 23.
And then second would have been 2020.
2019 and then 2018.
Oh, so how many songs from 2020?
Let me count. That's the one I didn't do. Let's have a look.
That's a surprise then. I would have thought that it would have been songs from 2020 would have made up the second.
There were quite a lot.
But anyway, Polly, while he's doing that, honourable mentions. Your favourite song, where did it chart?
Samantha Tina, The Moon is Rising. I had my suspicions that maybe she would make it, but as soon as I heard it come on, I was so pleased for her, because that for me is my girl power anthem now. I listen to that when I need a bit of girl power.
You and a lot of other people.
Yeah, honestly, like when she made the chart, I'm hoping it's going to be a grower and she's going to go up a little bit. Personally, I was so disappointed when she didn't qualify and came obviously last place, but I think she is one of the best last places we've had.
Speed 3, I See You. Ronella isn't in this chart, but she's at number 1 in a lot of people's top 3s of Eurovision 2022. And I'm going to put on record now that we will be seeing Ronella in this chart at the end of 2022. Maybe in like the top, but we'll see it quite high up, I think. Lots of love for Ronella's song for Eurovision next year. This year. Happy New Year.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. 2022, we're there. Sarah O'Halloran wants to know, what about Little Big and Uno?
They were there.
Someone in the live, let us know where Little Big were in the chart.
101.
101. Okay. Well, that's quite low for that, I think. But anyway, I'm just going to tell you, for those of you that don't know, that my favourite Eurovision song of all time is Albania 2018, Saint Ugent Bush Pepper. And he was at like number 70 something.
76. It was actually the highest placed Albanian song.
Really?
Deservedly, yes.
Well, for me, it is the best Albanian song. I'm surprised there weren't any higher up than 76. Not even Rona, initially.
What about Unida?
Unida
was 96.
Albanians, where were you this year for the ESC 250? It just shows you how great his song is, though. Still at number 76. The song's coming up to 4 years old. He's got one of the best voices that has ever graced the Eurovision stage. If he wasn't Albanian and he was American, he would be a worldwide star. Mr. Bush Pepper, I love you. I love your song. And it's hard now because I love Zitie Boni as well. So I still say that Bush Pepper is my favourite. Maybe it's level with Zitie Boni, MONESKIN. I don't know. But is she agreeing with me, or is she just saying like your taste is really bad?
I think she's agreeing. I think that was yes, me too.
Is he a he?
What, the cat?
Yeah.
Oh no, she's a she.
Oh, she's a she. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't want to like misgender her. But yeah, so right, come on then, guys. So we have to get to the top 2. Let's do a drum roll, but everyone knows number 2. Huge surprise for me. I actually thought this would be the year that Loreen would be dethroned, and she wasn't.
I thought, I still had her at number 1, but I did think that MONESKIN would give her a good challenge, and that has been the case. MONESKIN, Zitie Boni in second place. Yeah,
I mean, it was, you'd have to be stupid not to see Loreen and MONESKIN being in the top 2 places in this chart. Polly, you thought that maybe this would be the year that Loreen would be dethroned, like myself. Was there disappointment when she wasn't? Because it's the 10th year now that she's at number 1.
I won't say I was disappointed, because I think she is still a worthy first place, because that song is legendary. Like, not even just in Eurovision circles, but outside of Eurovision circles. Like, whenever it comes on in my car and I've got my dad with me, he's like, this is still a banger. And he's like 70, so he's loving it. And honestly, like, I think maybe it has gone on for a little bit too long that she's number one, but it's one of those songs that you can't be mad at. That is still number one. Like, I just can't be mad. But I am pleased with MONESKIN in their debut year in the 250. They're number two. I mean, that's still pretty amazing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is like the first thing that Italy hasn't, well, Junior Eurovision, probably the first thing that Italy hasn't won this year. Justin.
I think it's a well-deserved place. It's a song that initially I didn't pay any attention to leading up to Eurovision. I just thought, it's overhyped. It's a rock song. But seeing especially Damiano's energy on stage, he just brings it to life, delivers it, and the results are showing. You know, they've just exploded all over the globe. I think they will spend a couple of years in the top 10 at least.
I think it'll be in the top 10 for longer than a couple of years. I still think this could be the song to dethrone Loreen at some point. It has to happen one day. She can't be number one for eternity. But great job to MONESKIN. Like I said, it's possibly, along with Ugo and Bush Pepper, my favourite Eurovision song of all time. It just does something to me, to this song. As soon as I hear the at the start, I'm covered in goosebumps. It just fills me with memories and emotions, and you know, it's just magical. And this isn't normally the type of song that you would say is magical. For me, this song is magical, and it's like, it's sex in a song. It's, you know, to watch it, it was like sex on. It's just so sexy. And when I say that, I don't mean like what they look like, even though they are very, very sexy. I mean, they're literally beautiful, aren't they? They're gorgeous.
Oh, all of them.
I literally want to look like any of them. But yeah, it's just amazing, and I'm so happy that they won. You know, I think a lot of you will have seen my reaction when they won, and that was completely genuine because I love Italian music at Eurovision, and it was about time. And there's, you know, Soldi possibly should have won for me, and yeah, I'm just happy. And we're going to go to Turin, and we're going to eat lots of pizza, and we're going to eat lots of pasta, and everyone's going to be dressed really nice because Italians are so good looking, and they all dress really nicely, and it's going to be sunny, and like, I'm so happy. Oh, and so is the cat. I can hear a purr.
She's here. Her name's Moon, as in the moon is rising.
Oh, hey, Moon. Moon, will she wear a little Eurovox t-shirt?
Yes. I could try. I think she would. Or a bandana.
Yes. Right.
That would be cute.
Officially our newest member of Eurovox. I'm just going to go to Stephen Kendall. Do we think there's a chance that what happened to MONESKIN post-contest change the course of the contest due to its popularity, perhaps in direction that long-term fans won't be happy? Yes, I do. I think what you're saying is, are we going to start seeing lots of kind of like different styles of music in Eurovision? Will there be more diversity? I don't necessarily think we're going to suddenly get an onslaught of rock music, but what I do think is that we're going to get people being more experimental with styles. And I think the formula of you know, the perfect Eurovision song hopefully will be dissolved somewhat, because I don't think there is a perfect Eurovision song. I mean, there's no perfect song, but I don't think there's a perfect formula for Eurovision. And what I look forward to in the future is more diversity in the contest, different styles, more national languages as well. Will long-term fans be unhappy about that? Some, maybe, because it might not continue to be the bubblegum pop fest that it once was. You know, I don't think it's going to be a contest full of Kainos and Fuegos and yeah, but hopefully there will be something for everyone, and that's what's important. And it will widen the Eurovision audience, which is also very important. Amani, you're saying Albania 2018 and 2019. Yep, so they both made the charts, both great entries. Alexandros, Happy New Year to you. Dan Clam, I love you for this comment. Let's have a look. Sarah Halloran, question for you, Justin. Do you have a Eurovision crush on anyone? Yes, me, of course.
I have several.
Oh, are you going to spill the beans, or are we literally putting you on the spot and just really embarrassing you now?
Oit Lepland has to be my number one.
Yes.
But you know, I like to joke and say I have a husband in every European country.
Ooh, there you go. Dan Clam, you're saying more national languages. Say it louder for the ones in the back. Yes, I personally would love more national languages at Eurovision, and I have a feeling we may see it again next year. But anyway, Loreen, the Queen, again for the 10th year in a row. We've already, you know, I can't take anything away from it. It was a huge song when it won. It's always had so many fans. It hit the 3 in the UK charts, I think. I just can't stop hearing the cat purr now. It does sound kind of cute, but also sounds like a drill. But yeah, you know, her reign has gone on for a 10th year. Do we think something's going to come along that can dethrone her next year? Because the difference in points, we're talking 3,000 points, I think, or 2,500 points between her and MONESKIN. So the gap has narrowed, interestingly, because I think the gap was even bigger last year. Will next year be the year? Hard to tell, isn't it, Justin?
I mean, I could see it going a few more years. Like, eventually, you know, it is going to be beaten. When that will be, we have no idea. This is the mark of the song, though. My housemate, who knows nothing about Eurovision, doesn't follow it, doesn't care, knows Euphoria. So, like, it has a global reach outside of the Eurovision fan base, and I think that's why it has held on for 10 years.
Yeah, Polly. I mean, you know, it's one of the biggest Eurovision winners of
God.
time, isn't it?
100%. I think it will take. Even it goes to show that if MONESKIN can't dethrone her, then who can? Like, I
have to get my microphone out, guys, and send a song for San Marino next year.
Maybe we need the return of Serhat. I think that's what we need.
No.
He's the only one.
Or maybe
Sergey. Maybe he's the only one. He's Sergey again.
Oh yeah, maybe Sergey.
Yeah, he's the only one. Maybe
he is. I thought I was the only one, but there you go. All right, we're just quickly gonna say Alexandros no to the answer to your question. It should never be called Loreen Vision. And Jose Santos, hey, Jose Santos, Happy New Year to you. Euphoria is not your favourite song of all time. It's not even in your top 10. But every time you think about Eurovision casually, the first image that comes to your mind is Loreen singing. Well, it was a really powerful performance and staging, wasn't it? Something that we
iconic image.
What did you say, Justin? Sorry.
It is an iconic image of Eurovision.
Yes. That's the perfect word for it. Iconic, isn't it? Yes. And it turned the tide for Eurovision because it showed that it was kind of more like a arty club track. It wasn't typical Eurovision fare at that time, and you know it became a huge hit. People I know that don't even watch Eurovision, when they heard it, they're like, "Oh, what's that song?" You know, people were singing it. And Dan Clam wants to know: do we think it's more likely that Ziti Ebwani would dethrone her next year, or a 2022 song? I think MONESKIN fans are going to be unhappy that they're only at number 2, so maybe there'll be a little campaign. They've got a huge fandom, so if they can get their fans, or if if their fans will start voting, I think it can happen. I think Ziti Ebwani's got staying power. I think that's another iconic Eurovision performance in the same way that Euphoria was. So, guys, what are your thoughts on that?
I completely agree. I think it is one of the most iconic rock songs that has ever won Eurovision alongside Lordi. But I think what makes it different from Lordi and why it scored so highly is because
I'm literally just going to forget that you put them in the same category as Lordi, but carry on.
I mean, they appeal to the younger generation. Like we're saying, like the way they dress, the way they look, everything about it. The younger generation look up to. and I think they're idols for a lot of young people and a lot of young rock fans who are also Eurovision fans, or maybe Eurovision skeptics, not quite into it. I think they are iconic in their own right.
Did she just bite you on the face?
Yeah. No, it was more of a lick, but
oh right, okay. I was going to say it's because of the MONESKIN and Lordy.
I think what's great about MONESKIN, they sort of meld that sort of classic, glamorous side of Eurovision with, the voice of the people of today, and they sort of meld them into this amazingly glamorous rock band. And yeah, I can see like a lot of the younger generation attaching themselves. They can see themselves in these. I mean, compared to me, they are still kids, the guys from MONESKIN, and it's great that they have that representation.
Yeah, and do you know what I love most about this video? Is I've literally just seen night turn into day whilst watching you over the past hour. Well and truly up. But guys, there we go. The top 10 of Eurovision, ESC 250. And thank you, Polly's gone already. And thank you to, and thank you to the organisers for putting this on, because there's a huge amount of work that goes into organising this chart on an annual basis. Polly, you've come back to say goodbye.
Yes, the cat pressed the button.
Yeah, so Song Festival Belgium, thank you so much for putting this on. It's something for Euro fans to look forward to every year, other than Eurovision, of course. And yeah, we know how much work goes into it. So thank you very much for that. And guys, we're going to say one last time, Happy New Year. If you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, fingers crossed for an even better Eurovision in 2022. We've got like 38 songs to come, guys. Let us know what you're looking forward to. Polly, Justin, we'll see you all soon.
Bye.